Hello everyone, we're back. Time for some more Armageddon Empires. Today we're going to use that deck we just created, so let's load up Lottery's Luck. So in order to use that deck now, we'll go to a new game, and here we can select the maximum card points and maximum tile points. Now if I just click the magnifying glass on this, the only one that's available is the Dead Walkers, because that's a 5-point tile deck. So we'll increase that to 10, and now we have Lottery's Luck show up. We also have Imperial Refinement, whatever the hell is in that deck. So let's click on this. Here's all the stats again, in case we had forgotten it. We don't know what's in the deck, just based upon this screen, but we can always edit the deck if we needed to remember. But we just made it, so let's see how our tanks work. We're going to leave the map size as normal. Large is about the biggest I would use in a 175-point deck. Huge, well, it'd be very difficult at that point. We'll leave resources as uncommon and specials as uncommon, and we'll fight one random opponent. I won't enable Cult of the Wastelands, because I definitely want to see how this deck works, and how lucky we get with it. So without further ado, we'll now start a game. Looks like we'll be fighting off the machines with our Empire of Man. Let's see who's going to place the first tile. Looks like the machines are first. Alright, they've placed their first tile and they have others. We'll go ahead and start by laying our first tile down. Gonna try to put my base here and my debris field here, I think. So let's put a rock desert there. So he has 2 tiles. So he has a better than average core tile and 1 secondary resource or a minefield or something. Debris field. And my crater base. And now we take our Imperial Palace and put it on our crater base. We could put it on the debris field or the rock desert, but we'll have lost at that point. There we go. Now we'll create a random map for us. I'm ready to go. I already like this hand a lot. I'll explain why once we get in the game. So, we can see how many resources we've just collected for our first turn. I don't want to spend any here, so we'll just pray we get to go first. But it won't really matter if we go first or second the first turn. And the machines are going first. Okay. Our turn's up. So, as usual, the first turn in this game, we can't really do a whole lot. Let's examine what we have going on here. So, quite a few towns. 2 towns over here, 1 town over here, a city, another town, and it looks like there's a city over here. I'm gonna guess this is probably where they are. Over there. Looks like we have mountains in a few spots, a volcano. This will provide a natural barrier, so they'll probably, if they're going to come from this side, they might wander up through here. Our deck is pretty good. We have a War College. This will allow us to use tactics right away. That's really nice. We have a Grom, or some artillery. We have 2 heroes to start. This is really nice. Especially Cornelia West to start us off, since she'll reduce the AP cost to draw cards by 1, and helps us make genetic and technology cards. Oh, and also increases our action points by 2 if located in our main base, so she's going to be really important to get out and play right away. We have a single Panther, that'll be decent enough to start us with, some defense in our base, an Intelligence Center, which will help us get more AP, and we have some light infantry, which we can use to help scout around. So overall, a really good first hand. I'm really impressed with this. We have some infrastructures, some units, and some heroes. Without further ado though, we need to start by creating some armies. So Vladimir Coasts. We'll name it Coasts. Coasts Company. And we'll make another army, my other 3 action points. And I don't know, we'll name this Patrol 1. We're all out of AP, since we didn't win first turn, and it doesn't really help us winning first turn on the first turn, since we can't play any cards from my hand. Even going second, the third and fourth turns won't be that big of a deal. Alright, they're going first again. Okay, we can start by deploying Cornelia West. Deploying her costs 1 action point on both our human resources. And if we want to get another materials team, which we do, to start getting more resources, we're going to need a human, 2 materials, and 1 energy in order to do that. We have some leftover action points. Let's make another army. Don't really know what to call this one. We'll name this Armored Corps. And how many does it cost for me to draw a card? 2. Oh, because she's in my base. Oh, very nice. We have a scout, so we're going to be deploying him next turn, so we can start scouting around. Okay, time for round 3. Nice. And now we're going first. I have enough resources to deploy this intelligence center, or our scout, or I can make another collector for my materials here. I think we'll start out by deploying the leopard. It'll give us something to do. We'll put this into Patrol 1. We'll activate Patrol 1, and we're going to move along the areas we know are safe. My army has discovered abandoned warehouses. I may choose to claim it or ignore it. Let's claim it. 2 materials and 3 tech. Very nice. We could deploy the War College right away, but that wouldn't really do much for us. We need 1 more energy to deploy the Intelligence Center. Let's draw a card. A really good tank. We still have more AP. Let's make another Scout Army. Patrol 2. We still have 6 more AP. Let's draw another card. Another hero. Carter Powell. Very good. We're going to end our turn here, even though we have some spare points. Do I want that? War College. I do have 2 spots open. It would free up another slot in my hand, but it would be all my resources. No, we'll wait. I don't need to go first, so I'm not going to bid any more for additional dice. Computer's going first. Oh, I should be explaining how all this works again. So, first player in a 2-player game gets 12 action points. Second player gets 2. So let's see. So, I guess just in case this is the first thing you're watching, I should explain what's going on. So, on our turn, up here are located all our resources. We have 8 action points. These are symbolized by the red number on all our cards. 1 human, 5 materials, 3 energy, and 6 tech. You can see the costs to deploy cards on each of the cards here. Since AP will be in demand, I'm very interested in getting as much AP as possible as soon as possible, but I'm also interested in gaining more resources. So Cornelia West is going to start us out by making a materials team. To do that, I right-clicked on her, and that brings up a menu of the things she can do on the spot where she's located. What that did is it added a materials team to this hex tile we're in. The materials team here, and as we can see, it will collect 1 material resource per turn. This tile itself is producing 1 human, 2 materials, 1 energy, and 1 tech. Our Imperial Palace collects 1 of each resource, but that effectively means I have an extra tech just lying around, not being collected. So by building this materials team, I'm now taking advantage of the fact that I had that there. Each of these tiles show the level of the structure, level 1, how many hit points it has, its defense, which is 4 and 2, and its resistance, 3 and 2, along with how many hit points it has, 8 out of 8, 2 out of 2. I have 2 open slots. I can raise the level of my Imperial Palace to give it more defense, more hit points, and free up other slots for this hex. These empty hexes are what I can use to assign other structures, such as this Facility Academy here. Also in my hand, what else? Can I deploy anything else? No, I need another energy to deploy this intelligence center. I have various structures, units, and heroes in my hand. Cornelia West is a hero. This means she can't do combat herself. If an army rolls up with even the weakest troop, it will automatically beat her. She needs some sort of unit in this hex to defend herself with. In addition, if an enemy was to discover my starting spot, I would lose anyway, because I can't defend my HQ. This is a unit. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's look at her really quick. We can see this is her movement down here. This, I think, is her command rate. This is her fate. And this is her resistance. She doesn't have any real defense because, again, if something just bumps into her, she's dead. She gets to make an attempt to escape, but that's about it. She has 1 of 1 hit point, so if anything so much as tries to assassinate her, she's as good as dead. She adds 2 dice to any technology or genetics card creation rolls, which makes her really good if I decide to deploy a laboratory here. And she reduces the cost for me to draw cards by 1 if she's located at my HQ. And this is indeed my HQ, which means that if I ever lose a structure through either nuclear bombardment, it being destroyed by aerial bombardment or sabotage demolitions, or by it being conquered by an enemy, I will have lost the game. This card is a unit. By far and large, most of the cards in the game will be units. We can see its attack strength here, and its defense strength here. This is the number of dice that you roll to attack and defend yourself with in combat. We can see its resistance here. Resistances are used against certain special types of attacks, instead of your defense. How many movement points it has, its hit points as well. I don't remember what this is. This might be its range, how far the vehicle can strike. This also has reconnaissance, strength 5, range 1. This allows it to scan areas around with a strength 5 scan roll. It does so whenever it moves into any type of hex. This is the game board. The green lit is our current supply range. This is the area at which I can successfully move an army and keep it supplied in the field. If this unit was to move here and end its turn out, either engage in combat or end its turn out here, during that combat or on its next turn, all of the statistics are greatly reduced. Its movement, its attack, its defense, resistances, all greatly reduced. You never want to see combat outside of supply if you can help it. Any special events that occur will be listed here. I guess this is only for espionage stuff. Here we can see any information about the machines and ourselves. This just only gives basic information. It doesn't tell us anything else. We'd have to do espionage to locate more. This is the main menu icon. Clicking on this button will allow us to draw a card from our deck. Our deck consists of 49 cards total. We have 48 left. I don't know what this does. I have no idea what that does.